Good morning, students. Today I am going to start your second lesson of algebra, that is real number. In the introduction, before starting our syllabus, I given you what is real number, which are the rational number, which are the irrational number. Then also I am going to explain you again. These are the very important thing in a algebra, that is in a mathematics. If you don't know these all basic, you can't solve so many examples. You will be confused in so many examples. So this basic information you have to remember in your, or you have to note down in your notebook. Now what is number? Arithmetical value represent a particular quantity. The various type of numbers are natural numbers, whole numbers, integer, rational, irrational and real number, etc. Now the natural number. Natural number is a positive number which are 1, 2, 3. Whole number which are starting from 0 to 1, 2, 3 and so on. Integer which are including the negative and positive number including 0. Then rational number. A number R is called as a rational number if it can be written in the form of fraction, that is P upon Q, where P and Q are integer and Q is not equal to 0. Means denominator of fraction should not equal to 0. Then you can say that the P upon Q is the rational number. Now in this lesson, a first concept is rational number. Just I explained same are represented in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0. It is very important. What is important here? A Q is not equal to 0 is very important. Any fraction with a non-zero denominator is a rational number. Any fraction with non-zero denominator is a rational number. Just I explained, because P upon Q, it is in the form of fraction. So Q is not equal to 0, means denominator of fraction is not equal to 0. Then we can say that fraction is a rational number. Now rational number are those number which can be expressed as a division between the two integer. The set of rational number is denoted by Q. Now this is a representation of rational number in a set builder form, which is a set builder form. Q is equal to P upon Q such that Q belongs to I, means Q is a integer where Q is not equal to 0. This is Q is not equal to 0. Okay, so integer are also rational number because every integer is P by Q 1. If there is only 5 number is there, 5 by 1 is also a rational number. Okay, hence I is a subset of Q. Every integer is a subset of rational number. Every integer is a subset of rational number. Now properties of rational number. Closure property. For two rational number x and y, the result of addition, subtraction, multiplication operation give a rational number. We can say that rational number are closed under the addition, subtraction and multiplication. Okay, but not under the division. Why? We can see. Now maybe you all this property you learn in 8th standard, but in detail I am going to explain you. I am again revising because which are very important. Now see, 7 by 6 plus 2 by 5, you will get the rational number. Subtraction, you will get the rational number. Multiplication, you will get the rational number. But the division is not closer under the rational number. This is very important. Why? Because the division is not closure property, because division by 0 is not defined. Any number divided by 0 is not defined. We can also say that except 0, all are the closure under division except 0. Okay, so because of this, if your denominator is 0, means a division by 0 is not defined and therefore it is not closure under the property, because of this reason. Okay, now the commutative law. Closure property over now cumulative. All of you know very well it is a addition and multiplication are cumulative. How? Commutative law of addition is equal to a plus b is equal to b plus c. Commutative law of multiplication is a into b is equal to b into a. See here, very simple. 2 3. If you are 2 by 5 multiply by 3 by 7 is equal to 3 by 7 into 2 by 5, you will get the answer same. But the subtraction is not a commutative property. because a minus b is not equal to b by a. See here, if you are calculating 2 by 3 minus 1 by 3, you will get 1 by 3. But when you are changing 1 by 3 minus 2 by 3, you will not get the same answer. Therefore, it is a not commutative property. Therefore, it is not a commutative property. Next, division is also not a commutative. Why? When you are calculating 4 by 9 divided by 1 by 2, you will get 8 by 9. And when you are interchanging, you will get the answer different. And therefore, it is not a commutative property. Now, associative law. Associative means rational number follow the associative property for addition and multiplication. See here, if you are x plus in bracket y plus z means you are changing the group, then also answer will come same. And for multiplication also, if you are doing firstly yz and then multiply by x, you will get the same xy and multiply by z. When you are interchanging the group, then also in the addition and multiplication you will get the same answer. And therefore, the as rational number follow the association property for addition and multiplication. Okay. Now, some important property that should be remembered we have to use. This also we learn. 0 is a additive identity and 1 is a multiplicative identity. When you are additive identity means what? Additive identity means when you are adding any number with 0, you will get the same number. And multiplicative identity means when you are multiplying any number by 1, you will get the same number. Means without change the answer, that same number you will get. And therefore 0 is a additive identity card and 1 is a multiplicative identity for the rational number. For a rational number x upon y, the additive inverse is x minus x by y and multiplicative inverse is y upon x. Why? When you are adding x upon y with minus x upon y, you will get 0. And when you are adding the x upon y multiply by y by x, you will get the 1. Therefore, the additive and inverse is minus x upon y and multiplicative inverse is y upon x. Okay, this is also important. Now, a rational number can have a 2 decimal representation, terminating and non-terminating. Terminating means when you are doing the division, the answer in the decimal somewhere it stops. It is called as a terminating. And when you are dividing any two numbers with any number with in division answer is a non-terminating means up to so many digit after decimal, the answer never stop at a specific point. It is again and again repeating recurring type, answer will come. With example I will explain you, so don't worry. Now just remember, rational number have a types of decimal representation, terminating and non-terminating. Now terminating decimals mean the terminating decimal expansion means that the decimal representation or the expansion terminate after a certain number of digit. Now see here 1 upon 16. If you are doing this in calculating in the decimal form, what you will get? 0.0625. And after 5, the answer will stop. Means remainder you will get 0. And therefore, this is a decimal representation after the 4 digit. Terminate after the 4 digits. Means your division is terminate after the 4 digit. After 4 digits, after this 5, you will get the remainder 0. So, this type of a decimal representation called as a terminating. And non-terminating means a recurring type. That also very important. Now the non-terminating but repeating decimal expansion through the decimal representation has infinite number of digits. There is a sometimes there is no any pattern or sometimes there is a repetitive pattern have. Now see here 1 upon 7. Do here 1 upon after division you will get 0.142856 So this 6 digit is keep on repeating. Therefore I am writing here bar. This is called as a bar, 0.142857. After again if you are dividing it, you will get the 142857. Again 142857. And therefore this type of a decimal called as a non-terminating. What we will get again? 1, 4, 2, 8, 5 and 7. Again it will repeat. And therefore, this type of a example called as a non-terminating means not anywhere it is stopped. Your division is not just repeating a pattern you will get. Okay. Next. Now express the so just up to this all the concept you have to learn, you have to study, you have to mention in your notebook. Tomorrow I will start your actual example how to convert the decimal into P by Q form. How to convert the recurring type of a decimal into P upon Q form. Okay students.